Okay, so I have restarted and hopefully now we will be good to go. Let me know if the I'm looking in the wrong place again. Let me know if the volume sounds better. I feel like the feed is more like when I put my hands out, my hands are there. Um so yeah, I don't know if it was my phone, if it was my internet, what was going on there, but it didn't like it. So, anywho, like I was saying before, I don't think that we need to see my face because we're going to be looking at new products. So I'm going to take my face off. Oh, you have no sound. Can you guys hear me or no? Can you hear me now? Let's date ourselves. Can you hear me now? Oh, okay. Belinda says it was her. Okay, good, good. All right, let's take me off the screen here. All right, so I made this card last night, and this is one of the new sets. Um, so I made the card last night, but I didn't clean up after myself. Why would I? When I'm just going to get it all back out again today. Um, but I will show you. I will show you. Okay, so this set is the boho leaves. Mm, Obviously, I was die cutting, and so they are separate pieces. So you can use these very large. I'm just going to set this down here because we're going to be die cutting them. We know that we are. These very generously sized leaves by themselves. Like, look at that. Look at that. Is that a maple? I think it's a maple. It's beautiful size. So we have a couple of different size leaves, and then they have this little detail that you can, hold on, let me find my pile of die cuts here, that you can add onto them. I have to flip them so that they are looking the way they're supposed to be looking. So it you could also obviously use these pieces by themselves. Um, but so this one goes with the maple. I can always tell because of this corner, that sharp little corner goes right in this little corner. And so then they fit perfectly to the shape of the leaf on one side, and then they have that doily edge on the other, which is this one up here. So this one has two pieces. There's the other one. So this one notches in here down at the bottom. Hold on. You can always tell if it's not fitting because there we go. And then this one is the pattern looks upside down. Um, and then that one reaches across. Okay. Are you giving me a hard time? Thank you. All right, there. So that one reaches across there. So that one has two, and that's that one. And then this one, which I think is like an oak. This is, yes, Gail, this is the upcoming um new release. Nope, that's a repeat. So this one, it's easier to tell on this side. That's where the side where it is going to line up. And this one goes here. Here? I feel like it goes on this side. It does. So, like this way. And that's this one. So we are going to do a little bit of ink blending and die cutting and playing around with these. The sentiment here is also from a new set. It's like I love a little mini set. I'm not gonna lie. I do love a little mini set, especially when it's like specific to like a holiday. So like this one is called Forever Grateful. It's got a little happy Thanksgiving in there. Love you. Thank you for making my heart so full. That's the one that we use there. Forever grateful for you. So thankful for you. My heart is full of thanks for you. Thank you so much. So like little ones. And then it does have coordinating dies. Here's my coordinating die that I used last night. Gail, the release will be September 24th. So that's going to be coming up quick. Oh my gosh. You know what? I forgot my washcloth. I forgot my washcloth and I need it. I need it, y'all. All right. So talk amongst yourselves. I will be right back. I will be back momentarily. Okay. I need my washcloth for all the ink blending we're going to be doing. Okay. I feel like in the switch over, we did probably lose some people, um, which I apologize for that. Okay. So let me grab this off of here and then we will, um, I think I'm going to do a combination of some leaves just by themselves and some leaves with the details. I think that will be really fun. Okay. So we've die cut these already, these little layers. And honestly, I did these beforehand because it does have all those little like pokey holes, which for the most part, I mean, they come out pretty easily, but it does take a second to clean all of that up. So in the effort of not wasting your time, I did do them beforehand, but we can do the leaves together. So honeybee always does have the best sentiments, Kathy. I agree. You know what, Hockey, I do have that brush tool, but even then, like it is still kind of time consuming to get them all out. All right. So we're gonna lay these guys down. Can we get all three on here? Yes, we can. Yeah, Gail, you're not seeing a lot on social media about the new release because literally I just talked to Lisa yesterday, and she was calling to see if I was good with the 24th. So that's why you're not seeing anything. Even last night when we were chit-chatting in the premiere that was not on Monday, was on Tuesday, Betsy was like, "Oh, we have a date?" Yeah, because we just got it. It's a fresh date. All right. All right. So now I'm gonna die cut these out. Yeah. Okay. Very easy. They just totally fell right out. So you can see they have that great embossed detail. And so here is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe we could do kind of like a 2-for-1 kind of thing. So if we do the leaves, I think this long one, I can get another one out of here because you guys know I'm so cheap. I don't want to waste the paper. I don't want to waste the paper. Um, so yeah, I think I can get another long one out of there, and then these two will go over here and see if I can. Let me flip this around because honestly, the stem part I'm not overly worried about. Okay. Will you fit? You will not. So you're going to have to go up here. That's all right. We tried. Let's get that one done. And then I'm going to die cut this one here first. And then that way I can move it over here. So I have enough to cover my sheets. Okay. And then maybe we can do this one in here. We're just trying to like fill up that little area. This one will fit down here. So Brandon asked me the last time we were live together, if my child had been listening to K-pop Demon Hunters on Netflix, which she has, and she has been listening to them, and we have to listen to all the songs um, constantly. And like now, she's kind not completely moved on because she still likes all the music, but like we don't have to watch the whole movie now, so just she likes to watch the music videos, the playlist of the songs on YouTube. And it's probably been like 2 or 3 days since I was forced to listen to um, K-pop Demon Hunters. And yet it is still in my head. I cannot, they are very catchy songs and I cannot get used to them. I'm not used to the Honeybee Lives and video schedule lately. Yeah, Gail, it's been a little bit. I mean, we've been doing the daytime lives ever since I took over for Kelly. Um, but this week was different because I'm teaching a class for Honeybee at Crop and Create. And so we had the unboxing on Monday night that I needed to be in the chat for, so I couldn't do the premiere at this or the Monday night premiere at the same time. Um, so it's just been a little bit different. Okay. So yeah, Brandon, seriously. The songs are, and my sister, like my 45-year-old sister, like when we were younger, she loved Sailor Moon, which is a Japanese anime cartoon. And I told her, I was like, girl, you should watch. I know you grown and your kids is grown and nobody's watching, animation movies over at your house, but you should watch it. You would enjoy it. So I think that's good. That will cover that whole space there. Okay. Oh, no problem, Gail. Yeah. So usually we have the Monday night premieres for like the nighttime watchers. So I totally get that. The night works better for some people. Unfortunately, I still have, well, not unfortunately. I mean, it just my life situation is different. I still have littles. So when Kelly used to do the premieres is when I'm putting my kids to bed. So, all right. Let's do a little bit of ink blending in the background. we're just gonna do like a little soft blue, like sky, like our little leaves are falling down. This is hold on. 5 and wait, what do you do? Length times width first? Yeah, so it's 8.5 by 5.5. So it will be 2 A2 cards when we cut it in half. Um, I often find my grandkids have been gone away when I don't change the shows. That happens to me and my husband all night long. Like we'll one of us will be putting the little one down, and then like you come downstairs and you're still listening to whatever Disney movie or whatever was on for a long time. She was really into the zombies movies that were on Disney. Those all have uh, songs. So these, you guys have probably heard me say this before, these brushes are really lovely for creating like a soft blue sky. It gives the appearance of like really soft clouds because it doesn't put down like too much ink to start. So we can get like these nice expanses of blue sky, but still the interest of the clouds. This way a bit. And because my game plan is to get a 2-for-1, yes, Zombies and Descendants, Belinda, you 100%. So because I intend to get 2-for-1, I do want to pay attention to where this is going to cut off. So here we're going to have this, it will look like this on the right-hand side, and it will look like this on the left-hand side. So I do want to extend out this blue just a little bit more so that whole side isn't just like white. Maybe I'll just do a little spot up here. Okay, that'll be good. Okay. And now, like, everybody can do what they want to do, but you know that I'm going to do it by adding shimmers. You just know I am. So this one we added a little, like I added a little bit of gold metallic. I think I would like to do the same thing, just maybe a little bit cleaner, now that I have a better idea of it. So I think I am still going to go with gold splatter though. And I'm going to get that with my perfect pearls. Oh, here we go. All right. Molly, Lord have mercy. Went to Disney World for Halloween when she was little, and finding an Elsa outfit was ridiculous. It was the height of Frozen. Yeah, so we were supposed to go Halloween. We were supposed to go as Tiana and Charlotte from The Princess and the Frog. Um, my daughter was going to be Tiana. I was going to be Charlotte, her best friend. I was like, this is great. Like what a fun like outfit. So this is just regular water. Um, like what a fun little like outfit, will be different from everybody else. And now, of course, she has switched to Huntrix, which is the band from K-pop Demon Hunters, if you are unfamiliar. And finding them finding them was challenging. They are expensive. We are going to look the same as everybody else. But whatever. It's her Halloween. If that's what she wants to do, I will gladly dress up with her. She wants to be Rumi because she says her favorite color is purple. Rumi has purple hair. All right. So I'm just going to do little splatters. If you want them to be tiny, do it over here a couple of times before you take it to your paper. If you want them to be big, just go direct to paper. Okay. Okay. So now we'll set this over here. And I'm gonna set this. This is our background. Can you see the shimmers? I don't know. I think I lost Dawn. I lost Dawn in the switch over. Um, no, Brandon, we did try to talk him into being one of the Saja boys, but he refused. So, oh, there you are. I thought we lost you, girl. Okay, so now we have these leaves. We're gonna do some. I'm not gonna do the leaves first. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do these first because these are lighter. Okay. Oh, crafting, so not chatty. Oh, I'm so glad you're crafting. That makes me happy. All right. So I need to find my, here we go. Can she not turn big sad eyes on Eric and get him to do her bidding? Most of the time, yes, but because he's just not a Halloween person. He's not a sci-fi person. He's not a like anything that's like fantasy or like he doesn't want any part of any of that. We're using antique linen. So that's just not she's not going to be able to get him to do it. Hi Vicky, glad you could make it. All right, so I'm being pretty light-handed with these because I still want that white on the edge. These are like, you know, grandma's doilies that have been packed away, but not for too long, that they haven't lost all of their their white yet. All right. And these ones I'm adding it to kind of the ends of it. The doily is part of the same boho leaves set, Lori. But anyway, so I'm adding that to the kind of the left and the right hand sides because um that's the edges of the leaves. Okay. So now this one is the brushed corduroy, but I don't think I'm going to dip back in. I think I'm just going to bring it. Yeah, see, there's more than enough on this brush for me to just get a little bit of a deeper color without having to go back in there. Well, hockey, that's fun that you have one. I've always dressed up with my kids, like I always dressed up with my son. And then the first year that I did not dress up with him was the year I was pregnant with my daughter, um, because she was born on November 4th. So obviously at Halloween, I was just enormously pregnant. And so I wore just like a pumpkin, like just an orange shirt that had like the jack-o'-lantern face. Um, on my belly. And then we're going to set these aside. Um, and then, like the next year, because he was so over dressing up with me, the next year, then I got to move on to dressing up with my daughter. And so when that finally comes to an end, I will indeed be sad. Okay. So now I've just picked out, you can obviously do these whatever color you would like, but I've picked out a couple of um, just distressing colors, some red, some oranges, some yellows, very fall vibes. I do typically, when I'm doing fall colors, like normally I'm a twisted citron, mowed lawn, rustic wilderness kind of girl. But when I do fall, I typically do switch over to the more desaturated colors, the crushed olive, the peeled paint, and then typically the porous moss if I'm looking for a dark green. But that is what we're working with today. Oh, a dust bunny, Vicky, that's cute. Gray scrubs, fluffy house slippers, and bunny ears. A dust bunny. I love that. Okay. Now, let me grab all of my ink blending brushes. So do you guys like more color variation um or less? Like do you like to see like 3, 4 colors on your leaves? How do you guys like to do them? I think I typically like to do um, some that are a little um, more like some that are a little more chill and some that are have like a lot more going on. It just depends. So this one, I'm going to do the greens into a yellow. Okay. So it seems like you guys like a lot more color. That's fun. I like a lot of color too. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in the, oh, I dropped one. Okay. Going to bring in some yellow for this one. Yeah, so Susan, they do have like that really nice detail embossed in there, which I do love. And then I want this to be just a little bit more. I'm going to bring the green up a little bit higher. So then, like I am trying to pay attention to these, Vicky, this is a new set from the upcoming release. Oh, look, I'm dropping stuff. So when you then go to put your little doily on, like I'm trying to pay attention to where that is going to sit and what color I'm going to be covering up, because like we have the green that fades into the yellow, but I don't want to cover up the yellow. Like I want that fade to be the part that is the part that you see. Okay. So then I'm doing this basically because I don't want to have to keep cleaning up the colors in between. So I'm going to do this one. The the colors come from this way. So I'm going to do the blend from the other side, I think. I'm going to do the blend from this way. So Dawn, this is the Lovely Layers Boho Leaves, and this is going to be released on September 14th with our new release. So, okay, Hockey, that's so funny that you say that. I'm going to give you like another super quick sneak peek. So this is the background that I originally made because I was like, wouldn't this be like super, like with the dark brown and the gold, and like, wouldn't that look great? This one ended up being a little bit over the top. I will still use it. But um, it's okay, Hockey. We'll still be here. You know how long these go. Um, Oh, you would have done color smushing? Yeah, but then if I wanted to do smushing, then I would have had to cut these all out of a watercolor paper, and, girl, I'm not doing that. It is not a ship steering wheel. Okay. So now I'm gonna put the yellow down to blend into the green, and gotta get some color on that little stem. Okay. And now we will bring in some corn. Oh, my carved pumpkin is clearly very juicy. Okay. So I'm loving the way that's looking. That's super cute. And again, we'll have this little leaf here, or this little layer here, and we'll see the colors and then this little doily piece peeking out. For this one, no. Yeah, why not? So this one, because it is a little bit of a larger leaf, I am going to try to fit all of them on there. Okay, so we're going to start in the center. If you don't want your colors to be picking up other colors, you clean up your desk in between. I am not going to do that. All right, so we got our green, and then we got our yellow. Our yellow. Dawn, girl, you cannot be asking questions that I cannot answer out here in the world. Okay. So then we'll do our orange. Okay. And then we're going to do red too. We're going to take it all the way out to the red. When I was married to my first husband, we had one of those like fire leaf trees in our front yard. And it was my favorite tree to watch change because it happened so quickly. Like one day it would be green, and then the next day you would look out and the whole thing would just be oranges and reds. Um, it was such a beautiful tree. Yeah. And then we're just going to work back in just to make sure that those are nice and blended. Oh, wrong one. I thought I picked up the right one. I didn't. Pick up the wrong one. There we go. Okay. And I think the yellow should be the last little bit that we need to get a good blend on that. So I'm very happy with the way that one is looking. Now we'll do one where we just completely ditch the green, I think. But we can do two. We can do two where we ditch the green. Yeah, I do. Somebody had mentioned like that these would be great for like teacher bulletin boards. I totally agree. So then we'll do the orange. This one we're going to do kind of like at a diagonal. This one's kind of just a little bit more random. And I'm going to bring in some of that crackling campfire for a little bit, just of a darker orange. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty. I like you. Okay. Gonna bring you down a little bit lower. And then do our red. I purposely chose a red that was a little bit more on the, I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but a little bit more on the purpley side because I have like such warm colors. It's nice to have something that's a little bit contrasting. If I had gone in with like a tomatoey red, it would probably wouldn't even read as red. It would just read as another um, kind of orange. Okay, so just gonna go back in here and make sure that I'm getting those blended out. And then back to this one. I think Seedless Preserves is an amazing fall color, Brandon. I could not agree more. That is definitely one that makes it into my designs every fall. I specifically love the seedless preserves with the crushed olive. Okay, this one's more of, um, you know, a diagonal, like we talked about. And so we're down to our last two. Let's see what we are. So I want to bring in a little bit more of this green because I know this is green, but it's not like that darker peeled paint. So I do want to bring in a little bit more of the green. You could definitely bring it in a purple. I don't disagree. We're not gonna, but you could. Um, okay, so we're gonna do green. And again, because we're not cleaning, we are picking up some of that color behind there. I'm not overly concerned about it. All right. I just love trolling her on purple. Be a good person, Dawn. Make good decisions. Oh, Lord. So see, this one is, see how desaturated it is compared to this? Like this is a lot more muted, and that's because I've picked up some red behind it, which is its complementary color. So true hue, desaturated hue, just by adding a little bit of red. I still haven't bought Villainous. Oh, the Villainous Potion, Catherine. Yeah, that I do use that one a lot. I like it. I think it's a beautiful color. All right, so back to the yellow. And you can obviously use whatever inks that you have. Um, but I invested in distress inks very early on because I could do so many techniques with them. And I'm still using them. What has it been? 15 years later. Okay. Orange. This one I think will stop at orange, and that one I think will run the gamut. Gotta do this one over here, girl. Okay. I only have one oxide that I bought by mistake. Oxides are good for their own different kind of techniques, but because I am a person who does have a tendency to like the bolder, brighter color, oxides dry back quite a bit for me. So that's not like my go-to. I want color that smacks you in the face. You know, Gail, I have not tried I've heard wonderful things about them, but I have not tried the Lisa Horton inks. I probably should. All right. And then this one we'll take all the way out to the red. Yeah, same, Dawn. I'm a I'm an OG distressing person. Okay. So now we've got color on all of our leaves. Let's wipe this up. And my little fingertips. Okay. So now we have to decide what we want to do. Do we want to leave them super clean? Do we want to add some metallic to them? What are we feeling like? Here's our background. So these babies are going to be popping off this blue background. We already know that. however we had it in there. I don't even remember. Okay. So let's add some metallics. I'm here for it. Let's do that. All right. So you can do it one of two ways. You can do it the way that we just did with spattering on the gold into the background, or we can do what I like to call like the dip method. And the reason that the dip method will work is because we just did all of this ink blending. So we could go in and add our ink in gold, and then we would have two variations of the color. That's what you see here. Like here, this looks gold, but it's not shiny. It's because it's just the pigment. Here is the embossing. So it's a combination of the two. I think that we're going to add the metallic, but we're still going to try to keep it a little bit clean. Um, so I am going to skip adding this to this part. And I am going to take a little pile of gold embossing powder, and then I'm just gonna scoop it on and shake it off. So see, you can have a lot, or you can knock some off. You can also use a paintbrush to kind of scoop it to where you want it to go. So this is like a little bit of a more organic way to add it. Okay. So I'm going to move these so that I can do, I still need to fix the thing, the rolly thing underneath my desk. I still need to fix that because I'm in a hole. So in order to scoot in, I have to, I apologize, but I have to kind of move the desk a little. Okay. So on this gives it just more of an organic look because it's just like almost like we sprinkled it on there. Okay. And you might find as you go along that it is a little bit more challenging because your ink is drying. So you could always add Versamark or some more ink blending if you wanted. Also, if it's not sticking, you can try heating it from, oh, this is a little bit more difficult to do. to do. Uh, okay, so my ink is drying faster than I anticipated. So we can do one of two things. We can come back in here and add that ink to the edges, and then that's going to give our embossing powder something to stick to. See? I'm going to grab my paintbrush. So I would like it to be just a little bit closer to just the edges. But I want a very organic line. I don't want See how that's just like a straight line? I don't want that. There we go. Okay, so there we go. We have our metallics. The other thing that you can do is, gotta find mine now, because you know I got a lot of stuff all over the place. You can use a clear embossing ink. Yeah, Gail, as Gail just said, like if you know that you want to add the metallic, you absolutely can kind of do it as your um like as you're inking, you could do the embossing powder. I'm just going to get my pile back together here. Okay. Okay. Let me do some down there. I've given up on my paintbrush because it's faster to use my finger. Okay. And again, you don't have to add, you can add however much metallic you want. You can also just like scoop them in there and see what sticks. Sometimes you can also, if it's still hot, like you can re-scoop and see it's already melting because the paper's hot. This one is the least amount of control, just so we're clear about that. But it is another way that you can add it without having to do a ton of work. All right, we got 2 left. Mm, Brandon, you still have warping issues with your heat embossing. What weight of paper are you using? Because the thinner the paper, the easier it is for it to warp. Okay. I don't even know. Did I put any down here? I guess I did. Okay. Typically 80 pounds. I'm surprised you're getting a lot of warping. I gotta grab it from the other end. Yeah, if you do get warping, you can always like put it in a little, like this is just copy paper, or printer paper. Put it in a little printer paper sleeve. You can see the perfect square of the corner of my of the corner of my ink pad. You can always just put it in there, fold it over so that it protects it from any of like your lines or anything, and then run it through your embossing machine or die cutting machine a couple of times, and the pressure will typically um, okay. So that's that. Before I put this away, so these are all of our fun metallic leaves, which I totally love. I do want to add some metallic to our little boho elements as well. Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of do some of the edges. This one I am gonna be really like, I don't want a ton, I just want a little bit. So I probably will have to go back in with a paintbrush and clean up my edges quite a bit more. Um, because I don't want, I'm gonna need my tweezers for this. Because I don't want there to be like a ton. Okay. And are you a dry paintbrush? You are. Okay. So I'm going to just kind of scoop this over to the edges and keep this part pretty clean. Okay. So this way we have that metallic, but it's a super clean look. These little boho sections of the leaf, like they're already adding interest, but we don't want it to completely overpower. So back here. I'm gonna kind of take that out to the edges, clean up this inside. I'm fine with something like this. I'm not fine with the straight line there. I find that I'm much happier with organic edges. Okay. Okay. Now back to the tweezers. Okay. Oh, hi, Caitlin. We are doing a sneak peek of the new release. This is the boho leaves. Let me get this side too. Okay. Okay. Over here. So if you wanted like a more, I don't want to say messy because that's not what it is. Um a more distressed look, I guess would be a way to say it. Like then you could do the gold embossing ink, the gold pigment ink, because that will leave behind the color regardless of if it had the metallic on it or not. Using the embossing ink, the clear embossing ink is just keeping it a little bit cleaner. Okay, so now we're done with this. Dump that back in there. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up all of my little guys so that I can wipe off my workspace because I got inks and everything else on it. Okay. Did my phone move? Or has it just been slowly moving the whole time? I'm just going to turn you a little bit. There we go. Okay. So now here's our background, our leaves. No, I think this was flip-flopped. This way, this way, this way. This one came in this way, I think. I like this one better. And here. Like this. And then like this. This looks. So this little corner is empty, but I have quite a bit to cut off over here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue everything down and then I'll cut it and then that way I can move it over here. But now we need to figure out where we're gonna put our little boho elements. So this one goes like this. This one goes like this. And then this one, flip it around, goes like this. And then like this. Okay. So they're going to be split this way. Hmm. I wonder if I should do it. Let me flip flop these and see if I can get more of the boho like in the middle. So that way we have some of each of the elements on each side of the card. Does that make sense? And then they'd be cut like this. Hmm. Hmm. I feel like I have these. Like I cut more than one, and I feel like we are gonna need them. This and then like this. I'm not gonna put metallic on them because, well, we've already that ship has sailed. I've already put all that stuff away. But I will do the ink blending very quickly. Oh, there we go. So that they do look similar in their color. Okay. So now I think maybe we can go back to our original layout. Okay. So this guy was here. This guy was here. This guy was here. And then we had this one coming in from the side. Got to figure out my layout. Brandon, I know that you lying because you just sat here and told me that you ain't even do the embossing. Okay. So then this one will go here. This one here. That one will stay without. This one will go up here. And now my empty corner is this one, but regardless, um, it goes this way, doesn't it? This way. Okay. So I need to flip flop these two. I did not say this release is. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know if I would. It's not Halloween. I guess it is just more fall themed, but it's also kind of like a general. I don't know. I don't know how I would say it. All right. So here we're gonna cut it like this, and then. Oh, my apologies. Bless me. We're gonna cut it like this. I think that should be fine. Okay, time for the gluing. Time for the gluing. Yeah, so on the 24th, which is a Wednesday, we will not have a live during the day. We'll get together that night. for the relief party. Okay, is that one? I don't know what we're talking about, but Brandon sounds like he's giving like drinking instructions. Oh, I do want to tell you, thank you guys so much for those of you who popped by my channel and gave me feedback on the live situation. I do very much appreciate you doing that. So basically, what came out of that was people either prefer to watch the lives live, like we're doing right now, or they would rather watch the 30-minute, like, edited version, which I don't fault them. So, um, and honestly worked out for me because that one where I, like, edited the live, so it was like an hour, so it still had the live feel, but it wasn't actually live, was a nightmare. So, okay, there's that one. You know what? I'm gonna okay. And these, like, I'm not going through and getting every little every little section with glue. Like, I'm trying to make sure I get the edges and the middle, and everything else from there could just hold itself in place. You took a distillery tour and you're sharing what they told you. Oh, my husband, so I taught at the Nashville Craft Retreat, um, not this year because, well, I was supposed to teach, but then my mom passed. But last year I taught there, and, my husband came with me because I have to be on medication to travel. And so to make sure that I didn't get kidnapped, he came with me. And so while I was teaching, he went and did the Jack Daniel's distillery tour, um, and very much enjoyed himself. Okay, sound like that. Yeah, it does seem like there is a difference between people who like the live chat versus people who are like, "Hey, I don't have time for all that. I just need to get in and get out." And I think it also depends on like what season of life that you're in. Um, oh, Franklin County is dry, Caitlin. I didn't know that. Um, that's comical, actually. I am not a drinker. I mean, not that I'm opposed to it. I mean, I just never found anything that was good enough that I wanted to drink it. Um, and I am a person who does I'm sure it's I'm sure I'm one of the few, but I don't like the feeling of having a buzz. So I don't want to drink to get drunk, and I don't drink um because I like the taste of it. So me and my coffee just chilling. I did not know that Jack Daniels died of a broken toe. Did it get gangrenous? That's what happened to Bob Marley. Oh, yeah, well, that's fun. Yeah, like, I think I would like to do, like, the little wine tours or whatever, not that because I don't like wine, um, but I think it would be beautiful to see, like, all of the different, vineyards and things like that, like, I'm definitely not opposed to going to see the sights. I'm just not gonna drink your alcohol. Oh, alright. Mm. Oh, yeah, my husband would love to go on a bourbon tour, Vicky. He that would be right up his alley. 100%. Nope, I'm knocking stuff over up here. Alright, so then this one goes I think we're gonna have to tilt it up a little bit, which isn't the way I originally had it, but I think it'll be alright. It's like playing die cut Tetris, trying to get all the things filled in and all of the areas covered. Yeah, so Gail, there's some rules about like not all whiskeys are bourbon, but all bourbons or whiskeys. There's something, it's something in like with the wheat that they're made with or something. I don't know. My husband's tried to educate me. I try to listen to what he says. Um, but sometimes I don't remember it all. And sometimes he catches my lives. He listens to them in the background at work. So if he's listening right now, he's probably already correcting me. All right. So this one, we're going to stick down here. Yeah, see, Caitlin, isn't it weird where you pick stuff up at? But that's okay because you got the information. All right. So here I am going to flip this over so I can cut off all of my extras. But remember, I'm going to use my extras to fill in some of the blank spaces so that we don't have to do more leaves. So yeah, my husband and actually Erin Thompson, she's the one who runs the Nashville Craft Retreat. Um, my husband and her husband enjoyed themselves some cigars and some bourbon while we were in there teaching. Um, so he was like, I will be going to the next Nashville Craft Retreat. I'm like, yeah, you just want to hang out with everybody and drink. You don't want to spend time with me, which is not true, but it is comical. All right, so that one's gonna fit nicely in there. I'm just going to cut off this to make it work for me. Romance novels are educational. Well, if you're listening to educational ones like Girl Good for You, the ones I'm listening to have like magic and witches and like they're not educating me in any way, but they are very enjoyable to listen to while I am making cards. So, okay, that goes there. And then I think we can use quite a bit of this one to go here, right? Yeah. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, see, well, Brandon, last year when we, or not the year before when we went, um, the airline that we flew had a nonstop flight um, Thursday evening and then Sunday evening. And the Nashville Craft Retreat only goes through Saturday. So we actually, Saturday night into Sunday, we stayed and then we caught that nonstop flight in the evening. and we went to like the Country Music Hall of Fame. We went and listened to live music on like the Strip in Nashville. It was a really good time. It was fun. All right. So if you wanted to, which you would not have to, but if you wanted to like fill up this little area, you could use, something like that. But I think that it's fine by itself. So let's gather up all our little pieces parts. Gail, I live in Ohio. I'm up in Cleveland. Okay. I would highly recommend the Nashville Craft Retreat. So last year, actually, I was very sad to miss it. Obviously, I would not change, being at home with my mom, but um, I actually got to design the stamp set for my honeybee class that I was going to teach at the Nashville Craft Retreat. And then I actually didn't even end up being able to go. So now I have a stamp set that I've designed that I have never used. So I'm hopeful that maybe Honeybee will release it next year so we can all use it. It is typically it's in, I think, end of May, beginning of June, Tamara. But she's actually doing a holiday one virtually. So, okay, so now this is this. So I'm going to use my guillotine trimmer to cut this because we do have, a couple of different layers. So I am going to line this up in the middles at 4 1/4. Make sure everything's straight. And then now we have 2-for-1 fall cards. They're super cute. Okay, now here, see what's happening right here? This one, like I cut it and then that little piece fell off because it's not very much. So you can glue this back on to have that little piece of metallic there, or you just let it go. Okay, so now we're going to do sentiments. I actually think these are a little small. I will still be here. We can still chat, but I'm actually going to look for a little bit of a bigger sentiment to go with the size of these leaves. I know exactly which ones I have in mind. I just hope that I can find them quickly. I don't know if I will be able to, but I'm going to give it a go. Oh my goodness. Do you guys have like a stamp set that you're just like, I know this one, I know this honeybee set because I have used it so many times. Um, oh, look at the Lord was smiling on me. The Lord was smiling on me because I was able to find one of them right away. So these are the big time sentiments. There's a bunch of them. This one is the big time kindness, but I'm absolutely going to use these because I think that they will look amazing with these larger leaves. Um, so let's do, well, this one I did dark. This one I did dark. And then I gave it a darker border. Um, I'm thinking, like, because we didn't give it a darker border, I'm thinking let's do gold on white. I think that would work well for us. Let me see if these will fit on here. So, oh, Lost one. Lost a little guy. There you go. Back to your home. All right. So let's go with hello, friend. And let's go this one. So the reason that this is not sticking is it must have stayed out because I can feel that it's like dusty and so it won't stick. So I gotta wipe it off. So I think we're gonna go with the you're amazing. Hello friend, and you're amazing. Because then we don't have to worry about cutting out any of those little sub sentiments. Okay. So we're going to scoot these over. And for this one, I am going to stamp in the gold. Okay. So I want them to be far enough away from each other that I can die cut them with no issues. Pick that up, put that down. Treat with our anti-static tool. And then we're going to ink up with our gold ink. Nope, I didn't get good pressure on that one. That's why we love our stamp positioners. And you guys know I like to do mine 2 times. I'm bumping things. Okay. And then you could absolutely leave it like this. The gold is beautiful, but you know that I want a metallic. So we're going to go back to heat embossing. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. I got it. Good. All right, now we've got our gold bling in. Brandon, Mini Misty. I have both. I use both of them, but I do use my regular size Misty more, especially when I'm stamping things that, like, I'm going to be doing a scene or die cutting, die cutting them out and building out a scene. I definitely want to be able to like stamp them all in one go. Hello, Roberta. All right, so this is hello friend, and this is your amazing. Catherine, I also have a stamp wheel. And that one, like, and it just depends on like the kind of stamper that you are. I prefer the Misty, and maybe it's just because that's what I'm used to. I do like the stamp wheel for certain things, but like for regular everyday stamping, I am more used to the Misty. Um, where Dawn, like Dawn was a ride or die um Fisker stamp press kind of girl. So she prefers the stamp wheel because she's like, it's very similar to the stamp press, and that's where her comfort level is. So just depends. I like that we have multiple options, that there's something for everyone. All right, I'm going to die cut these. And bring back our cards. Okay, so we have the You're Amazing and the Hello Friend. Let me flip this other way and see if I like it better that way. And I do. So Hello Friend down there. And You're Amazing up there. That's super cute. Okay. The hinges seem to break on your Misties. Catherine, I've only ever had one Misty hinge break. And honestly, that was like on the the newest model. I'm not really sure what causes that. I have never had that issue before. So I'm thinking maybe it's just a fluke. I'm not really 100% positive. Okay. So now I would like to kind of pop these up, but what a nightmare that's going to be. Let's just die cut. Let's just stack them a couple of times. I think that seems like that would be a good choice for me. Okay. Because sometimes when you have those intricate dies, like it's just not worth it to cut all those little foam pieces when you have the option of stacking your sentiments. Okay. I would like a stamp wheel, but they're double the parts of the mini Misty. Yeah, Brandon, I do get what you're saying, but you also have to remember that when you get the stamp wheel, because it works with the sticky mat, you're also kind of getting two tools for one. All right. Okay. All right. So I cut two more, so that should give us three to stack up on each other, and I think that that will be good to lift it. Oh, okay. So you already have one. Yeah. Well, then, I mean, everybody has to do what works for them. I do agree with Dawn on the like the stamping, the stenciling. It is nice to be able to leave it into, you know, the stamp wheel the whole time. Um, so I think it's good that we have a variety to choose from. Oh, never had a problem with the Misty. Your die cutting machine cracks and breaks the plastic top cover of the sandwich a lot. What die cut machine do you have? Tinker? Oh, trying to line these up. There we go. Okay. And now it's gonna have a little bit more weight, and I do like that better. It pops a little bit more. All right, let me get this straight. This down here. Heidi always does have great Black Friday sales. That's true. And I think a lot of people forget that Honeybee carries things outside of just their own stamps and dies. So sometimes catching the Honeybee Black Friday sale can get you, something like your stamp wheel or your die cutting machine at a cheaper price, um, dependent upon, what kind of sale they're having. Oh, Nana Tina, that's good. You can go back and watch them. I will edit these at some point down to like a 30-minute video. It probably just won't be tonight. My son, hi Mari, lovely to see you. And also, can we all give Mari a big round of applause because she has been going through her cancer treatments and very much like our own Dawn. She is finally in a good place with her cancer treatments, where I believe, if I remember correctly, are you just in maintenance treatments now, Mari? Um, I love that news. I'd love to hear that for you. Okay, so that's these three stacked together. Okay. And let's straighten this one out. And this one we're putting up here. So wonderful to hear. I'm so glad. Okay. And now you know that we do have to add bling. So the one that I had pulled out, where did I put it now? This one is called Fall is in the Air, and it has a lot of like multicolored gemstones. Um, so I really like that. So I think we're going to use these. And normally I would use my poker, but last night while I was doing my thing, I lost my poker. I don't know what happened to it. And so now, anyway, now I have to use the tweezers. Okay. So I am liking these ones down here. Up that a little. And then maybe down here. And then we'll do this one over here. I do very much remember having that conversation, Mari, and I am glad that your treatments have been successful. Is your poker stuck to anything magnetic? Honestly, I don't know. Um, I'm sure that I will find it once I start cleaning up my disaster of a room. But like I said, when we first started, that I do have somewhere that I have to go. My son has an orthodontist appointment to get his next round of aligners, so that is where I will be going. When we are done here, uh, so I will not be cleaning up my disaster nor editing a video. So, and then he wants to get his hair cut, which I don't blame him. It's been since the beginning of school. So, alrighty. So I think we are done. I love this. I love these. I think that they came out super cute. And then, we have the maybe a little bit more distressed version over here. Um, this one was not a double. This is just one card that I did. Um, Real talk, I go by Rebecca at all of my treatments because Rebecca has cancer, not Dawn. Oh, Dawn. So quick story time. I'm gonna bring my face back on here because I do have to pick a winner. Quick story time. When Dawn and I met Dawn is her name. That's how I met her. We were friends. We chit chatted. We did everything, whatever. And then the first time that we ever went to a room together at a friendly craft retreat, she had booked the room and I beat her there to check in. And so I get to the little check-in thing and I was like, I'm looking, at Dawn, it's under Dawn Wolfslagle. And they're like, we don't have anybody by that name. Are you sure that's who? I was like, Yes. Like, are you sure it's Dawn Wolfslagle?" I was like, Yes, I am sure." So then I send her a text message and I'm like, "Girl, they cannot find this room." And she was like, "Oh, it's under Rebecca." I was like, "Who is Rebecca?" And she's like, "That's me. I just go by my middle name." So, yeah, I was like, I don't even know who that is now. Like, I don't know who Rebecca is. So anyway, let's pick a winner. So we're just gonna randomly kind of scroll back and select the winner. Oh, Susan. Congratulations, Susan. I hope she's still in here. You are the winner of our gift certificates. Um, and I'm sure you know it because you're in all of these all the time. Please send an email to Betsy at customercare@honeybeestamps.com. And she will hook you up with that $25 gift card. Obviously, you can spend it whenever, or you can save it for the new release to feature, maybe some of these new fancy leaves. It's Susan Foreman. Sorry, Hockey. It is Susan Foreman. Um, so let me take this off now so that doesn't stay on there. Um, okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. I always do appreciate your time. And I will see you hopefully next Monday for our regular premiere. Hopefully, there isn't something that gets in the way for that. So, again, thank you guys so much for spending your time with me. I always appreciate you. I know your time is a precious commodity, and I will see you guys at the next one. All right. Bye.